Okay, let's start slow. Actually, let's tap off the excess. Then we'll start slow. Oh my God. So I did a thing. I picked up the CXC Beauty Ultimate Mystery Box. I am so excited to see what's in here. I've seen some sneak peeks of some different variations that have come out, and I'm so excited to see what's inside. So we're not gonna waste any time at all. If you wanna see what's inside this box and see what look I create using the products inside, stay exactly where you are, because we're getting into it right now. Oh man, I should have started my video with my old intro. You guys remember? Hey! That's so funny. This was my second CXC Beauty product. I do have 3 palettes that I've gotten from them. This one was actually given to me for my birthday from Cora Lynette. Wow, I can't believe that was 3 years ago now. That was my 30th birthday. But just look at how beautiful that custom palette is. I also already have the Midwinter's Night palette, and all of these palettes that I have are from when the brand kind of first got started. So they hadn't really established their more permanent packaging yet. I don't think they had started doing their 9-pan palettes yet. This is still when they were a baby brand, so now we get to experience them as a big boy brand. And the last palette I already have is the Loud and Proud palette, and of course, this is your bright, bold, vivid Rainbow Pride palette. Love that. And if I combine my Loud and Proud palette with my custom palette, I pretty much have a look for any occasion of all time. But I'm ready to see CXC 2.0. Looks like it's a packing slip right on top, and it has a little thank you note on it. You're welcome. And thank you. Now, if you guys have been here before, you know how much I love my mystery box style unboxings. I do it with Ipsy every month. I do it with BoxyCharm every month. So we're gonna roll with this mystery box style. We're just gonna find a product inside, pull it out one at a time, and see what it is. Then we'll try it all on in the end. Just love a good mystery. You know, I love to be surprised. Like, I'm not the kind of person that's gonna get mad if you throw me a surprise birthday party. In fact, I'm gonna love it. Now, if you interrupt my schedule, that's a different story. That's not a surprise anymore. That's inconvenient. Okay, I found a bag. The first thing is, oh, some powder puffs. These are super white. I don't have any white powder puffs, actually. I've got black, pink, and purple. These are gonna stain like crazy, but it's a different color. So that's nice. Very, very soft. And I love that everybody's moving to these wedge shapes. I feel like this is so much better than a circle. A circle can't really get right here, and these are amazing for that. Well, look at that. We already got 3 products in one bag. Okay, I think I found a box, so maybe we're gonna have our first cosmetic product. This one is the Pro Face Sculpt Blush, Bronze, and Highlight palette. I didn't know CXC had a full face sculpt palette. I thought it was only the bronzers, blushes, well, individuals. That's awesome. Let's see what kind of color story we have. Does it have a shade name? No, just Pro Face Sculpt, Blush, Bronze, Highlight. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I see. There's a reason it doesn't have what it is on the box, because it could be a blush, bronze, or highlight product. Looks like in our case, we got, I'm gonna say a bronzer. This one's in the shade in 2.5. I think that's gonna be a great bronzer. It doesn't look like it's super, super warm, which I love. I like a little bit of warmth, but I don't wanna be orange, you know? Next is another box. This one's a really tall box. Maybe like a setting spray box? Signature Set and Refresh Champagne Infused. Okay, we about to get turned up. I'm so glad the sprayer head on this is hefty. It makes me feel like it's not going to end up breaking. Let's test the mist. I wanna see how fine it is. Ooh. That puts out a lot of product. Very refreshing. What is that fragrance? Is that champagne? Or is that no fragrance? Or maybe cucumber? Or maybe rose? I don't know what I smell. Do I smell something specific, or is it just non-fragranced? Whatever it is, it's just really light, very clean, very fresh. Next box, we have another Pro Face Sculpt product, blush, bronze, or highlight. Let's find out which it is. And this one is, it's in the shade Luminosity. I'm gonna say it's a highlighter. Oh my gosh, that reflect. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, you can't really see it. Oh, come on. It's got this gorgeous duochrome flip to it. Maybe I'll have to turn my lights down so you can actually see it. The reflect is so intense. Okay, so right now, all you can really see is a super intense sort of greeny yellow kind of flip. Let's turn the lights down and I'll show you. Ah, that still doesn't really show it in its true form. Okay, so maybe I'm just crazy and there's not actually a yellow golden flip in there, but there is a pink and a blue flip. Really, any flip is satisfying for me. I just really like that highlighter. Trying to feel around for the smaller boxes first. I know there's gonna be a palette. I just don't want to find out which one it is yet. So our next smaller box is the Pro Sculpt Lips Volume 1 palette. I don't know if it's the weight of the product or just the component itself, but this feels really heavy, like luxurious heavy. Let's see what kind of shades we have in here. It shows them on the back, but you know, printed colors are not the same as in-person colors. Oh, we've got a pretty wide variety of tones for lips. You can deepen up, you can highlight a little bit, you can add some warmth, you can add some coolness. That is a really good kit palette. I may need to order another one of these. One for me and one for my kit. I feel like with 9 different lip shades, you're probably gonna be able to make just about any lip you want. So that's been 5 products so far. Number 6 is a lip product. Speakeasy Liquid Lipstick in the shade Blue Jay. I really hope this is blue. You know how I said how luxurious this felt? Look at how luxurious this looks. That looks like some kind of $75 lipstick. Something that you would hang on your Christmas tree and only take out once a year because it's so beautiful. And the color is like my favorite version of blue. It's not quite a sky blue. It's not quite a royal blue. It's not quite a navy blue. It's like an electric sky blue. That's my favorite kind. Oh, that's gonna be so good. We've got a paddle applicator. This color, oh, I'm living for it. Now at this point, I don't think the lip palette and the blue lipstick can really work together too much. I mean, maybe you could use like the dark brown for like liner essentially, and then the blue over the top of it. Now we have our 7th product. God, I didn't know how many products were in here. This is the Slick Gloss in the shade Papaya Princess. That's a cute shade name. And again, with the gorgeous packaging, I think for me, a lot of it is that everything that's printed in words has this holographic reflective finish to it. And I've always loved a holographic finish, especially if it's reflective. That's kind of the vibe that I'm going for with my own brand when I start it. So I'm sort of partial for this kind of style. But the gloss is a really pretty wearable shade, and I do kind of want to see just how glossy it is. If it's like lip oil glossy or if it's like gloss glossy. You know what I mean? Oh, and it is tinted. I thought it was gonna be a sheer gloss. Oh, wow. Okay, not very sheer at all. Yay! That's a really cute color. Very nude, very natural, very wearable, very beachy. Again, yeah, that's a cute shade. It's like a clown car. The products just keep coming out. We have another Slick Gloss. This one's in the shade Ocean Blue. I cannot wait to put the liquid lipstick and this gloss on my lips. Oh, this is not what I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be, well, pretty much like the liquid lipstick, but just a glossy version. It is not. This has metallic, sparkly glitter pieces inside of it. That is so fun. That might even be better on top of that liquid lipstick. It'll give it more dimension. It'll make it look like your lips are bigger. Plus it'll have a little bit of a glow to it. Oh my gosh. Oh, they got me with the blues. They really got me with the blues. Okay, I think that might be all of the little boxes. Let me double check just to be sure, because I could be wrong. You know, it is a clown car. Okay, for sure there's no more little boxes. The big boxes are wrapped in tissue paper, so I didn't get a spoiler when I dug through the box. Oh, we have 2 palettes. Oh, yay. Okay, the first one. It's like Christmas. I just love this so much. Oh, I hate myself. And the first palette is... This is the exclusive to the mystery box, or it was, Sand and Sea palette. This is now available on their website without the mystery box, but it was an exclusive product to the mystery box. I'm so glad that I got it in this one. I have to see the inside. I saw pictures, but in person so much better. Presentation is an absolute 10 out of 10. It looks like you're looking through a window onto the beach. And the shade samples on the back are super big, so you can clearly see how many shades and what shades. Oh, there's so many blues and greens. This is like me. The only way this could have been better is if it came with a quad of purples. Okay, are we ready to see the truth of the inside? Oh, wow, that is so So vivid and so rich. We have depth, we've got lightness, we have a whole bunch of color, that's for sure. That is gonna be so much fun. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to play in this. Ooh, like a shimmery emerald green, a couple of sandy toned shimmers. Sand and Sea was a very appropriate name for this palette. It's very sand and very sea. Now for the last product and last palette. This is probably one of two palettes. I'm really hoping for Beautiful Nightmare. That palette's color story is everything I've ever wanted in a palette. The blues, the purples, the pinks, the duochrome, the multi-chrome, the shimmers, the gorgeous mattes that blend like a dream. But it could also be the Bloomstruck palette, which is just as beautiful of a color story and perfect for spring and summer. Let's just see instead of guessing. And it is the Pro Sculpt Face palette. That is totally not even what I was expecting. I didn't even know there was a full face palette like this. Okay, I will take a full face palette over another eyeshadow palette. Loving the black component. I think the black is my favorite. Well, I don't know. The white looks really good with the Sand and Sea. It looks really clean. Which design do you like more? The white or the black? That's tough. So on the front, we have a powder explosion. That's what I'm gonna call it. Then on the back, it shows the shades that are inside. Looks like a highlighter, 2 blushes, and a bronzer. And the bronzer's in the shade in 2, and I've got the cream shade in 2.5. So I've got a little workability between the 2 shades. Let's see what they look like. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a perfect bronzer for me. Those 2 blushes are gonna be fun to build with too. This one's a little deeper, a little richer. That could be built up on the lower part of the cheekbone, then the lighter pink could be on the higher part, making more of a dimensional blush instead. I mean, we've pretty much got a full face of makeup here. Let me just make sure there's nothing else in the bag, just to be 1,000,000% sure. Nope, just a whole bunch of fluffy filler things. So we are done with the unboxing. You know the drill. I'm gonna go off camera for a second, get everything prepared and ready, and we're gonna play in some makeup. Now I know 100% for sure I want this to be very colorful. I'm definitely gonna go in with the teal, the green, the blue, but I'm gonna do a little bit different this time. Usually when I'm working with color and I want to introduce color into more of a nude look, I'll do a completely nude crease, then cut the crease, and then put the really bright pop of shimmer on the lid. This time it's gonna be kind of backwards. I'm gonna do the bright pops of matte color in the crease, then put a neutral shimmer shade on the lid after the cut crease. I think it's gonna look epic. But, you know, that's what's in my head. What's in my head might not come out in the end. So the first shade for today is Turks and Caicos, like the blue. Oh god, it's so pretty. Oh yes, that color is everything I wanted it to be. It is the bluest out of all of the teals. I'm pretty sure anyway. I want to go somewhere where the water is this color. I've not ever experienced water quite this blue. Now with Turks and Caicos, I'm going to keep her on the outer half of the crease and sort of use it as kind of my transition shade really. I just want that blue tone to be the brunt of everything. In today's look, we are definitely winging out. I'm feeling the wing shape today. I even placed my eyeshadow base in the wing shape so it'll be easy to clean up later. Go me, looking ahead. This shade is going on like butter, I swear. It is so creamy and smooth, and it's a matte. Seems to be fairly buildable. I haven't really started blending it with anything else, but it's blending out quite beautifully. I think I'm gonna stop right there. Obviously, I'll be going back in and building the color up once I go in with other shades and blend it, but for now, I think we're in a happy place. Now for the real pop of color, I'm talking like the brighter pop of color, I'm gonna go into the shade Maui. It is so pretty, like baby blue robin's egg sort of teal. And with this one, I'm just gonna fill the inner half of the crease. For a pastel to build that quickly, that's pretty impressive. And this color story is so iconic. We've got our robin's egg blue going into our deeper tealy ocean blue. I think this is gonna be so good. I hope that this is so good. Now I'm not gonna add any more pigment to it, but I'm gonna grab a clean fluffy brush and just kind of buff out the edge of this and see how it sort of blends in with just a skin tone. I might go in with another shade just to be able to buff it out and make it look a little more seamless between my skin and this color. But if it'll blend out, it will kind of do that automatically and I won't have to do it myself. Ooh. really it just cooled down the eyeshadow base that's in that inner corner area, making it look more like a taupey nude kind of color, which since I'm gonna be cutting the crease and using one or maybe both of those shimmers, that's kind of perfect. It's doing half my work for me. We love a good lazy moment. Okay, now I am going in with this brush, adding a little bit of that same Maui shade and just building a little bit more right here. Then flicking it out toward the bridge of the nose. That is perfect. And they blend together really well too. That gradient is seamless. She's doing real good so far. Now for some highlight towards the brow bone, we have to go in with powder sand. This is like the creamy matte white that is gonna be perfect for highlighting just about any shade in this palette. And it's the brightest. And like we do, I'm just gonna pack this on the brow bone first, then I'll work on the blend between the tealy blue and the creamy white. Oh wow, what a beautifully curated shade. That is not white. There's blue in that. I think it almost kind of looks a little grayish, but it's not like a muddy gray. It's still light enough to be a really good highlight, but cool enough to actually match the tones we have on the eye already. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is what color they're gonna turn into once they blend together, like what that in-between shade is gonna be. But as long as the whitey gray color has some blue in it, it should be perfect. You see that? All it does is turn into like a grayish blue. Literal perfection. I told you. Then just rebuilding a little bit of Turks and Caicos. Alas, it is time for a little bit of depth, and we're gonna use the shade Aguila for that. This dark, deep, rich brown. And this shade's only gonna go on the outer V, the outer half of the crease, and I might pull it like 3/4 of the way in. I don't know yet. Probably not. We'll see. So just start in the outer corner, and while we're at it, we have to continue the V. The fact that I can use this brown on top of a bunch of teal that's already built up and it still have depth is pretty impressive. It's just building and blending so nicely. Now I'm just gonna clean up the edges a little bit and we're gonna cut the crease. I'm so excited for this part. It's gonna look so good. I just know that the nude shimmers with all of this blue and teal, it's gonna be epic. Obviously the crease is cut. I'm gonna go in with the Anguilla shade again and just re-emphasize that outer corner and outer V before I go in with any shimmer. First though, I'm gonna soak up just a little bit of this eyeshadow base because boy, she got real tacky and real wet. I kind of built it up a little more than I intended to, but that's okay. It's easy to work with and adjust. Ooh, yeah. The teal and the nude is just so much fun. I'm really enjoying this. You guys know what time it is. It's the moment I've all been waiting for. It's shimmer time. And for today's shimmer, we're gonna go into the shade Bermuda. This is like the perfect cool toned nude. I cannot wait to put this all over the lid. It's gonna look so good. Time for some magic. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Then for the inner corner of the lid, I'm using the shade Riley Beach. It's just kind of a lighter, a little bit warmer version of Bermuda. This is just way too much fun. And what a gorgeous, seamless blend between those two shimmers. That looks so nice. Okay, you guys, that's pretty much it for the eyeshadow, at least for the top part of the look. I'm gonna go ahead and get my base done, finish off the eyes since we don't have any other eyeshadows left, and we'll move on to the complexion products. Now we get to bronze. We're gonna go in with the In 2.5 bronzer. This one's the cream bronzer. P.S. I had to take the button up off. I was getting foundation all over it, but it'll go back on in the finished look. Don't worry. I've been so excited to try these bronzers. If you didn't know, CXC Beauty has one of the largest bronzer selections you could possibly have. If you have trouble finding a bronzer shade, whether you're super deep dark or super fair, CXC Beauty probably has a bronzer that's gonna work for you. Wait a minute, is that a bronzer? It seems kind of cool, but like also not. I'll probably be able to tell a little bit better once I blend it out. I mean, there definitely is warmth to it. The edges have just a slight bit of redness to them, which is kind of perfect. It doesn't look orangey or anything. Maybe this could be best of both worlds, like the perfect bronzer slash contour. I don't really believe there's such a thing, but you know what? We're gonna see. There's for sure some warmth to it, but it's not overboard. You know, it's not super orange or super red. It's a very happy middle ground. Kind of the perfect bronzer. For my skin tone anyway. That bronzer blended out so beautifully. Look at that gradient. And the color, it's just so nice. I have set my face already, so that's why I'm covered in powder at the moment. Now we get to use the Signature Set and Refresh Champagne Infused Setting Spray just to melt all of these powders in before we go in with more powders using the Pro Sculpt Face Palette. Okay, listen, that's a wonderful nozzle. It's such a super fine mist, and it just feels like air is falling across your face. I'm trying not to be expressive at all, because I know if I move any of my face, I'm probably gonna have a bunch of creasing. So, I'm just gonna get her real dry. God, I love that eyeshadow so much. It's so sexy, but also kind of mermaid-esque. The eyes are now completely finished. I am so happy with this look. This looks just ethereal, phenomenal, beautiful, gorgeous, amazing. Give me more adjectives, just throw them at me. This is all of them. But now let's go into some powders from the Pro Sculpt Face Palette. I'm gonna use the blush and the bronzer shades. I think these two center ones actually. And for highlighter, you already know I'm gonna use Luminosity cause. Just gonna use the big fluffy brush that I used to set my face with. Grab a little bit of this bronzer. And what was the bronzer shade? This is N2 for the bronzer. So the cream bronzer was in the shade N2.5 and the powder bronzer is N2. Based on that information, they should work beautifully together. Oh, they're really similar. I was not ready for that amount of pigment, especially on a brush that had powder on it already. Good to know. Ooh, she got real bronzy real quick, but it's stunning. The powder's blending just as easily as the cream did. I mean, they're definitely both really similar, but I feel like I'm getting more depth out of N2 than I was 2.5, but that could have also been just because it was a cream instead of a powder. And for blush, this is the shade Dusty Rose. You know, I feel like this isn't normally the case with most brands, but this mystery box actually seems cohesive. Everything that's in here can be used in conjunction with one another and still achieve amazing results. Like all the colors work together, the blushes work together. I don't necessarily know how much the shade Cheeky would work with all of this, but Dusty Rose is definitely the perfect blush for this. This is the kind of color story I would have picked if I was making like a custom palette on their website. See, Dusty Rose has just enough of that peachy tone to it. Goes really well with that teal. Oh, that's so good. The powders, they slay. But what about the highlighter? Oh, this is gonna be so good. Again, this one is in the shade Luminosity, and it's got that pink, yellow, blue, purple flip to it. It's gotta go on my face. It has to go on my face. Oh, she's a chunky one. Ooh, I bet she's gonna be super sparkly. Okay, let's start slow. Actually, let's tap off the excess. Then we'll start slow. Oh my god. Okay, so I really see the pink now that it's going on top of a blush, but the reflect is that super cool toned icy blue. Oh, it's so good. And look at that. No cast at all. How cute. Okay, if you're gonna try to get precise with that highlighter, like down the nose or down the chin, I would definitely recommend using your finger instead of a brush and then squeezing it to make a straight line, because it's a little flaky. It's a chunky highlight. But that's also what makes it so amazing. In fact, I think I need just a bit more. Just that intensity, it's so phenomenal. And the flip in it. I'm obsessed with this highlighter. Okay, maybe that's a little much. on the Cupid's bow. Oh, and speaking of Cupid's bow, we still have the lip palettes. So I think I'm gonna use this for lip liner today. The darker brown shade. I think that's gonna make a gorgeous lip liner for the blue. I know it doesn't seem like they go together. They probably won't go together, but we're gonna use them anyway. I can't believe you guys didn't tell me that I took that highlighter all the way up to my nostrils. I know I said I liked it, but you didn't have to leave me hanging. Okay, now lip line. That is so creamy. That could go with just about anything. It doesn't seem like it's too warm of a brown, so you could really use it with cooler tones or warmer tones. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this lip palette. Yeah, that shade is beautiful. Wait, did that have a name? Oh, it does have a name. Nude Illusion. That is the name of it. It's very deep. And you know what? I don't usually toot my own horn, but toot mother toot, because I haven't lined my lips with a lip brush in like 5 years. And this is pretty good. Like, I'm kind of proud of it a little bit. It's just some lip liner, what you gonna do? But it looks really good. Now let's see if the Blue Jay liquid lipstick is gonna look amazing or not with the shade Nude Illusion. I feel like maybe I should start really small and kind of build it instead of just going in and making a, you know, really clean line. Oh, I just love that color. Ooh, I wonder if these are eye safe, because I would totally put this on my eye. Oh my God. You know what? The blue and the brown, they don't necessarily go together. It's not like the perfect combination, but I love that. It's fun, it's colorful, it's different. But now that I have both the cream and the liquid lipstick on my lips, I can feel the difference in texture and finish. The outer edges of my lip are very creamy right now, like it's not dried down at all, and I know that if I were to touch anywhere on my lip line, it would smear. And I was gonna use one of the slick glosses, but I love this lip so much, I don't really want to put anything on top of it. And I think if I did, it might get a little slippery and just start moving around a bunch. So we're gonna leave out the slick gloss for this time, but otherwise, this is it for the entire look. Let me put my shirt back on and I'll show you in its entirety. And here is the completely finished look using all the products that I got inside the CXC Beauty Ultimate Treasure Chest Mystery Box. What do you guys think of the look? But even more fun than that, what did you guys think of the mystery box? This had so many amazing products inside. There's still 2 more palettes that I'm gonna be getting at some point, eventually one day. But this Sand and Sea palette, this is just an icon in its own right. I feel like it's a palette that falls into its own category. This color story is just amazing. You've got the neutrals, you've got the greens and the teals. It is very Sand and Sea, very beachy, very summer, very spring, very vacation. Although, if you took all of the blues and teals out of this palette, you would have a really pretty nude palette. It's on the cooler side of things, obviously, but that's kind of necessary to work with teals, you know? Anyway, guys, that's enough for me for this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up just to let me know that you did. Also, if you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.